How do you balance the sense of urgency and not making the moment too big this time of year? And do you feel you do it better now that you've been through this a few times?
Yeah, I mean, definitely experience helps. There's no question about that. Just understanding that the game's going to take care of itself. It's the preparation. I think I mentioned that last time we talked, was that we've got to make sure that we're not taking anything for granted in these moments, and just the preparation and the detail and everything, and how we're going to approach this game with the game plan. Therefore, when you get to the game, obviously there's emotions just naturally, right? Being a competitor, getting to the game. But when you're locked in your game plan, you know what you got to do. You know the reasons, you know the whys. All that goes away, and then it's playing game. And then at that point, it's just another game, and that's what you needed to get to in your preparation. That you feel that way, and if anything, the stress should come early in the week and alleviate as you get closer to the game.
You've talked a lot through the years about growing to appreciate these precious moments. This one in particular, the way it lined up, rising to the number 2 seed late, maybe 2 home games at least in the playoffs. Does it make it even feel like more of a golden opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, it starts off with just the team that we have first and foremost. But then, I talked about all year running our race, and then just being able to do that through the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of the season, and still, getting the 2 spot and having these home games here in our hand. It starts off with taking care of this one, and that's. We can talk about the opportunity, this and that, but the opportunities right now, it's this game, and I'd be getting ahead of myself if I didn't say it was today and the rest of these meetings and our approach. We started off with a great week, and we want to make sure that we finish it that way, and that's where the confidence and everything comes that you need going into this game is from the preparation throughout the week.
Going back to the confidence, have you felt better about yourself and where you are going into the playoffs than you do right now?
I've always felt good about myself, a lot of self-talk. But, I mean, it goes within the guys around me as well. I mean, the players around me, the coaches, the system that we've created, the culture that this team has. It's not just about how I feel about myself, but it's about these other guys, the confidence that they give me, I should say. I don't know if I've had this much confidence or a greater feel than I have with this offense, with this team, with our approach and how we're going to go and take care of things.
The significance of Mike calling the plays this time going into the postseason?
One more time, the significance?
What do you think the significance is that you've got Mike?
Yeah, I mean, just a guy that's called plays in these moments, been to a Super Bowl, made some deep runs in the playoffs. Just his experience is vital, and I'm sure it's going to take over, and there's going to be moments in the game where I may be impressed, or I go, damn, that was a great call, and I'm sure he'll attest that to later, the experience, the feel, and being able to balance some of the emotions.
Why do you think, Ryan, between you two this first year? You and Mike, why does it work so well?
Yeah, just the communication. He's a great guy. Obviously, I've mentioned just how genuine he is, and just being able to work with him hand in hand each and every day about the game plan, about the play calls, the play caller purpose. I know what he's thinking. He knows my strengths, what I'm trying to get to. We know the strengths of this offense and the players around me, and it's been fun, and it's been real fun.
What's the best part of those Thursday meetings that you guys have? He's talked about they're 2 hours long. It might be a half hour on football.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
Just the number of things we cover, I guess you can say. That's about right. If they go 2 hours, football is about 30 minutes, and just somebody that obviously I can learn from, seeing a lot in life, seeing a lot in this game. Sometimes it's the history of the game. Sometimes it's me looking ahead to fatherhood. He's just been a great friend, obviously a great coach, and I think that's what these Thursdays are about. So this won't be no different, as we dial into the game plan, do that, and usually leave that and I'm usually late for O-line dinner, depending on how long we go. So Thursday's probably one of my favorite days in this system, I guess, or in the schedule. And simply, right, we're dialing up the game plan, getting that last practice in, hitting every area, and getting to have that talk, going to be with the offensive line, and then get home.
Where do you think Brian Schottenheimer's helped you the most this year?
Yeah, it's hard to say one area. Another guy that's just super detailed with his approach, very accountable and in himself, and then therefore, right, can hold us all accountable. And I think that's huge. He embraces his role. He makes sure each and every guy has a clear job responsibility in their role. And he's just another guy that's seen a lot of football, been around football his whole life, understanding the ups and downs of this game, what it can do. A guy that just, if you hang around and have conversations with, you can understand doesn't take a moment for granted. So that's something that I truly cherish about Shotty, and really feed from that. And so each and every practice, each and every meeting, it's detailed, and that starts with his approach.
You talk about those conversations you have with Mike, and most of it might not be about this. Is this the most you've been comfortable, at peace with your life and everything else? You live a public life. You talk about a lot of things that you've gone through away from the field.
Yeah, I mean, I do live a public life, I guess. It's hard to, yeah, and I guess once everything's out there, everything's known, it makes it a little bit easier, and you just stop caring, for the better, nicer words, word choice. Yeah, what's happening around me, and really focusing on what I can control, and that obviously being my family, future family, these guys in this locker room, and understanding, what I'm in control of, I'm going to do that, make sure that's where my focus is, and from there, whether it's opinions, whether it's things I can't control, that's life, and I've dealt with a lot of those. That it's part of just taking them head on, and just being grateful for whatever I've got, good and the bad, and everything in between, and being thankful.
Dak, Mike McCarthy was saying that this Green Bay defense, so much movement, and then
Yeah.
Zach was saying that it really puts an emphasis on the communication among the linemen. What kind of challenges does that kind of movement provide for the quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, just making sure we're all on the same page of where they're going, who they're blocking. Obviously, I think some pre-snap things can help. But after that, it's those guys handling, and I think it's a lot. I don't want to say it's all on them, but I think what Zach and Mike are mentioning is they great games in between those 5 guys up front or 4 guys in the blitzer. So for us is make sure that we're on the same page with the back, what he's got to do, his protection responsibility, take care of that, and then attack after that. So it's a little distracting there.
CD talked about how he still thinks of some of the interception and miscommunication stuff from last year's Green Bay game. And I think something you maybe mentioned before is
Izzy, chill out. Go ahead.
Is being greedy versus kind of just being certain what's there. What's that sort of improved mindset between those two things? And then also with CD on where he's going to be and how much more connected you guys are from last year's game.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to the communication that I've talked about all year long of coach defining exactly what the play is for, what it's built for, how it's going to beat the opponent, the play caller's purpose, and then those guys understanding where they need to be, their routes, their depths, their speed, their spacing being tied into my feet. So it's really, in a sense, night and day when you talk about my confidence in where those guys are being, their understanding of what I'm going to do, where I'm throwing the ball. And then from there, I think everything works out. And we've got a guy like CeeDee Lamb. Really doesn't matter where you put him, what matchup you put him in. The confidence is huge, and he's earned that. He's went and proven he's one of the best receiver in the game, if you ask me. And this will be another opportunity for him to go and do that against a good cornerback and good young secondary and defense.
You've talked about the reminders you've set for yourself about the ultimate goal. Can you talk about what that process is like, and when you get those reminders or see those reminders this week, how that feels?
Just a step closer. I'm somebody, just a step closer. I mean, it's just more reason to stay in the moment, to stay focused, and with it being closer, don't change anything now. If anything, do a little bit more, but keep things simple. Keep things the same way that I've done throughout this season, this process, and that's been the message really for this whole team. Understand that a lot of people are going to – it's a lot of different things going on around us, right, whether it be the stories, whether it be just the attention, whether it be the atmosphere at the game. But it's important for us to stay in the moment, stay focused, and stay true to our process, really.
Do you change up those reminders each season, or is it kind of the same thing, just about getting to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I guess I change them up, yeah.
Micah talked about watching Michael Irvin and Jimmy and those guys, be champions, and he said this opportunity for you guys to be phenomenal will be forgotten about. I mean, do you
Be phenomenal or forgotten about?
Yes. Do you look at that, want what they have, and does that make you want to, make this sense of urgency even more when you get these opportunities in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be the best, and I think in my position, it starts with winning the Super Bowl. So understanding that this opportunity is right here in front of us, it's about attacking that and every detail that I've got to do to make sure I get that. As far as wanting what somebody else has, I think everything's different. Every situation's different. Not looking at other people really, comparing myself. As I've told y'all before, I've got the highest expectations and standards I put on myself, and just I'm my biggest critic. So at the end of the day, my internal drive and want is sometimes probably crazy to a lot of other people, but I think that's what pushes me, what allows me to focus on the moments, to create such great goals, to chase them, to get close to them, to beat them. And yeah, understanding that anytime I see any of those guys, especially whether it's them getting in the Ring of Honor, it's a moment to honor greatness, and it's a moment to think about maybe one of those reminders of what you want your future to look like. But if you don't take care of the moment now, and you don't be thankful for what you have, you'll never get there. And so that's why I always say I'm just trying to be where my feet are.
You had such a
at home. What advantage did the fans give you this year? What do you expect for the playoff game?
Yeah, it's been great, and it's going to stay that way. Super excited about it. Understanding fans have the white out, always great, right? Just getting to wear the white jerseys at home. Fans with the white towels, looking up and just seeing the sea of white. I'm excited for third down when the defense is on the field, and that's when I really feel the atmosphere the most. When those guys get a big stop, turnover, something like that allows us to get on the field, and then obviously when we score a touchdown. So the fans have been tremendous. Obviously this year, over the last 2 years, and they're a big reason for this home win streak, the atmosphere that they create. And as I said, now they're needed more than anything. And whether that's showing up in the all white, being the loudest you can be, and just bringing amazing energy and confidence to the stadium. Looking forward to it.
You had such a big smile on your face when you were asked about the Thursday meetings with Mike. You spend so much time in preparation and going over every angle. Even though it's structured, how good is it to have like a 2-hour block where you can just sit down and both of y'all can just kind of breathe a sigh real quick before you get back to it and not get too involved with it, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a great time to, as I said, Thursday when we wrap up our game plan, we're going in there creating the starters, favorite situational plays, and then whether it's before that or after that, sometimes, I mean, two guys that understand what we're dealing with, whether it be the stuff around us or having busy schedules. It's just great sometimes to vent and to unload. And you guys know that I can talk and I can get going. And so Mike's the same way, whether he does it with you guys or not. And so it just depends on who's got the mic on the story that day and where we're going. But it's just a great time for both of us, as I said. And then I get to go to a line dinner, finish it with a great dinner before heading home. So it's a great day throughout my process, and usually always on Thursdays. By the time I get home, I'm ready. I'm ready to go play the game, and it's about now getting emotionally and spiritually right to go out there and play my best.
You've had some pretty great battles with Bill Belichick and the Patriots over the years. To hear of his retirement today, or not retirement, but being done with the Patriots, any stories that you have, or times or reflections that you have on those times going against one of the greatest coaches of all time?
I mean, for one, just thankful, obviously, getting to compete against a guy like that. As you said, a guy that wrote a lot of history in this game, has been so influential to the game. Him and the Patriots organization, remarkable. Obviously, we're talking about trying to win Super Bowls and chase greatness. Those guys have been the ones that I've seen throughout my lifetime really dominate that, and it was impressive. And honestly, no different than Tom, two guys that I've disliked a lot growing up before I understood what they were doing, and then became the fact of admiring their abilities and their mindsets to be great year in and year out, and to do that consistently is something that I'll continue to chase. And so great career. I mean, obviously he can still do it. Interested, I guess, as the rest of us are, if it's on to another place or not. But hell of a coach, always fun competing against him. And look forward to what his future has. Thank you, guys.